Hello everybody, and welcome back to Rain Check. We're going to do some investigations, I think. Sorry, there was a little bit of a break between recording sessions. It do be that way sometimes. But yeah, I think that's what we're doing. We're here with we're still Artigor. We're still with Wolfer. I think the Fox fellow is with us. I think. The rest of the car ride is much calmer in comparison. Even after attempting to clean it, my jacket carries the lingering scent of chili peppers and onions, prompting me to remove it. Javier's driving much slower and with caution now, and Rao keeps casting glances over his shoulder as if we're being followed. Despite the relative quiet, okay, my nerves are anything but settled. I look down at my phone to check the time. It's almost 6:30. We've been on the road for over 30 minutes now. How much further do we have to go? My questions goes unanswered, swallowed by the silence in the car. Well, look at us going. This is night on the town. This is exciting. Looking outside, I realize we're in an industrial district with warehouses and factories. Definitely a night on the town. It's very good. Stretching as far as the eye can see. The city skyline is quite distant now, but I can still distinguish the silhouette of the Grand Marine. At least I think. Actually, we're here. We'll park down this street and walk the rest of the way. We pull over next to a sprawling factory that looks long abandoned with a rusted fence surrounding the perimeter. Where the hell are we? How did we get to a place like this when we were just in the city minutes ago? Okay. Rao stretches, yawning as he does so. Next time, get a bigger car. Yeah. Speaking of which, could you check the hood? I'll start making my way over. He waves a device in his paw, gesturing Rao towards the hood, then turns to walk down the street. All right. What about me? What about you? Rao motions towards Javier, who's already some distance away. This won't take long. I'll catch up. Okay. I start jogging to catch up with Javier, but he turns and raises a paw, signaling for me to slow down. Try to be more discreet, please. I ease my sprint into a steady walk, gradually catching up to him. Oh, sorry, that looks a bit loud in the levels. Let me adjust that real quick. Okay. For a man of his size, Javier certainly moves fast, quickly. Or maybe it's just me who's slow. It's probably that one, friend. It's probably that one, Mr. Tigor. Silence envelops us as we stroll down the dimly lit road, the fox's gaze ahead unwavering. Eventually, we come to a halt before a towering rusted gate. Beyond it, an imposing power plant looms, flanked by a large warehouse. I look over at Javier, who's pointing the device in his paw towards the gate. I expect something to happen as he presses a button, but nothing does. There. What did you just do? Shift the gate's surveillance signal to another channel. Much safer than disabling it, obviously. This should buy us about an hour worth of time. Casting my gaze beyond the gate, I make out two cameras on two of the power lines, with one facing our immediate path ahead. What about the cameras? The fox looks at me skeptically, then squints in the direction I'm pointing. A bit too dark, but he lines up the device with his eyes and aims it upwards without hesitation. Better safe than sorry. You can see it, right? Just barely. You tigers and your night vision. He mumbles to himself and strides past the gates, motioning for me to follow. Oh, wait, are we finding another way in? Exactly. Going in directly would draw too much attention. Maybe we can find an alternative entry point. I carefully trail along the fence with Javier, trying not to make too much noise with the gravel around. Maybe I can pry a pad into our objective. Yes? A tab? Hey, what are we searching for exactly? Anything unusual, out of the ordinary, weird, suspicious. And we're planning on going inside the power plant? Yes, but we'll decide our point of entry once Rao arrives. He halts and scans the surroundings before turning his gaze back to me. Speaking of which, what do you think of Rao? The sudden question catches my attention, and I look at Javier, perplexed. What do you mean? He's nice, I suppose. He returned my wallet and saved me a whole headache of trouble. He raises a brow at my response, seeming unconvinced. Here, let me adjust some audio. It's a little. It's been a minute, right? Settings are hard, guys. Is that so? I'm surprised he hasn't scared you off like he does with most people. Why would he scare me away? Is this related to something? I don't see how this, Haven't you noticed how large he is? He's even taller and bigger than you. Plus, he's not known for his friendliness. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm actually not sure if I've got a good read on him. Hopefully he doesn't find me too annoying. What about you? Aren't you scared of him? Not really. There's nothing he can do to scare me. Why's that? No particular reason. By the way, I think he has a soft spot for you. He smirks as his words fluster me. He reaches over, giving my shoulder a playful tap. Too much? Now I understand what Rao meant. What are you talking about? Why don't you ask him about it later? Anyway, let's continue. I want to find a decent vantage point before Rao arrives. Confusion lingers in my mind, wondering what Javier is trying to convey. Oh, there he goes! He strolls along the fence, eventually vanishing around the corner. Although tempted to shout after Javier for an explanation, I remember that we need to maintain our undercover status. I hastily follow his lead, hoping not to get left behind. We distance ourselves from the entrance gate by a couple of 100 feet, yet the power plant seems to stretch endlessly. There is not much around here apart from the vast fields of grass surrounding the area. So far, I haven't noticed anything unusual. Javier continues to disable security cameras as we pass by, and it's amusing to watch him point at them with a small device in his paw. What is that anyway? This? He waves the gadget in his paw with intent. It's the same multi-tool device I used on your phone last night. A bit flipper? Bit flipper. Okay. That's the name we're going with? You could have called it anything. Like, we're going with a bit flipper. Okay. A bit flipper? How exactly does it work? I won't bore you with the details, but it lets me manipulate, save, and store signals. That's cool. This isn't a toy, you know. It must be used with great care. Right. By the way, there's a camera over there you missed. I didn't miss it. I was just about to get it. Wouldn't the security personnel get suspicious if all of the cameras are messed with? No, I'm simply reassigning their cameras to another channel temporarily. This causes their video feed to lag and allow us to walk by undetected. I nod in response, pretending to comprehend the technical workings behind it. Javier looks around and points at several large steel pipes that snakes over the fencing. Perfect. He scurries over to inspect the pipes leading out of the tall metal fence. Unfortunately for us, this seems to be a blind spot. Although... Javier ponders for a second, hesitating to speak. What is it? Suddenly, he looks at me, his gaze contemplative. Shit, where the hell is Rao when you need him? What's wrong? I won't climb this. The pipe's too wide and slippery for me. I can't risk getting injured. Looks like we'll have to go back to the car and retrieve the drone, although that might not be a good idea. I study the pipes again. They stand at least 10 feet high and way wider than Javier. I can do it. What? I can climb the pipe. You climb the pipe? Are you serious? You're trying to impress the wrong guy. I would rather not have you do anything to jeopardize your safety. I'm serious. I've climbed similar things back home countless times. I want to help out too. It's the least I can do after involving you guys in this. This is one of the few things I'm good at. And here I thought you were going to be a liability, even though you technically still would be if you fell. He examines my body and tail before reluctantly nodding. Fine, fine. If you're so determined, I won't stop you. But if you fall and can't get up, I'm leaving you here. Also, take this. Javier reaches into his coat and retrieves a similar device to the bit flipper before handing it to me. There's a small display with several buttons on the side. Once you reach the top of those pipes, just hit this red button for me and aim it at the main building. He points towards the largest structure, partly concealed by electrical grid and cooling towers. Got it? Okay, sounds easy enough. I secure the device in my pocket and grip onto the pipe using both my arms, pulling myself up. As I climb, I coordinate my body, alternating between my legs and arms while swaying my tail for balance. It's been a while since I last climbed anything, but unfortunately, my muscles still remember the motion effortlessly. Did I say unfortunately? But fortunately. Look, guys, it's one of those days. The reduced friction on the pipe demands some adjustment, but I managed to ascend with relative ease. Not bad, not bad. Faster than I expected. Reaching the top of this pipe, it bends forward enough to create a small platform for me to rest on. With one paw gripping the pipe for support, I retrieve the device with the other and aim it at the building. I press the button and and as if on cue, a figure emerges off in the distance. Oh shit! I quickly shuffle backwards, sliding back down the pipe. Did we get spotted? No, but I don't think so. They were looking the other way. They? How many were there? Just one guy. They were off in the distance near the cooling towers. I hand the scanner back to Javier, who scrutinizes the tiny display. There's nothing? You sure you pressed the button? The red one, right? Absolutely. There's nothing at all. No new signals indicating activity anywhere. How strange. I would have expected something, unless... The fox suddenly looks at me with a worried expression, sending a chill down my spine. Unless... I can only think of two explanations. Either they know we're here and are jamming my signals, or they're underground, and I'm about to test one of those theories. He aims the device towards the power plant, but this time slightly below the pipes. The screen illuminates. Heh, Figures. The signal's coming from underground. Is that normal? For a power plant, no. In any case, we should probably tell Rao about this. Oh, that's right. What's taking Rao so long? He said it'd be quick. Speaking of which, let's head back. Something must be wrong with the car if he's still not here. Oh. We make our way back to the car, but something feels off. Where's Rao? Looks like something happened here recently. He points at the ground beside the car. There's large streaks in the gravel that seemingly lead nowhere. I stop and sniff the air, detecting Rao's faint scent, overpowered by a stronger odor. Do you smell that? It smells almost... gasoline and burnt rubber. Do you think something happened to Rao? Maybe. But he was fixing the car earlier, so that would explain it. But it doesn't explain his disappearance. I don't think anything happened, but... fuck it, let me try calling him. Wait, what was the proxy contact he gave me yesterday? I could try to contact him too. Sure. Javier's phone rings out, and there's no answer. I encounter similar results with attempting to establish the connection through the proxy contact. Something's wrong with his phone. It's unresponsive. Though his face remains expressionless, a faint note of concern tingles his voice. Tingles? Tinges, not tingles. Look. It's fine. Tinges. The fox walks up to the car's side and attempts to open the door, but it's locked. He retrieves the device from earlier and deftly presses a few buttons, prompting the trunk to pop open. You wouldn't know how to hotwire a car, would you? I shake my head, and he shrugs back expectantly as he makes his way to the trunk. Of course not. This doesn't feel right. How can someone as large as Rao just disappear off like that? Well, I can think of a few possibilities. He retrieves a couple of items from the trunk and discreetly tucks them into his coat. I shoot Javier a curious glance. Just bringing a couple of things for insurance. You know, a stun gun, a dazzler. He picks up a small metal rod from within the trunk before closing it. So, you think he's inside the power plant? It would make the most sense. It does, but I know Rao. He does things that make the least amount of sense. It's unlike him not to contact me, though. Let's take this opportunity to do some scouting as well. He fixes his gaze on me for a moment before speaking. Here. I meet his gaze with a blank expression, cautiously accepting the metal rod. What's this for? For self-defense. Considering your build and what Rao told me, you probably won't need it. But hold on to it, just in case. Is this one of those, retractable metal rods people use in the movies? That? No, it's just a regular pipe. You think we have the funding for fancy gadgets? I stare back blankly at the fox. Oh, now, come now. Let's get going. We hasten our return to the pipes we encountered earlier, deeming it the safest place for entry. As we move, Javier's eyes remain vigilant, ceaselessly scanning. Ceaselessly? Is that what that word is? Look, words are hard. Scanning for surroundings. Hey, Javier. Yes. You don't think Rao climbed over the fence? It doesn't seem like he would go through the main gate. If he entered the plant, then yes. It's something he would do and is capable of. He stops talking and fixates on a large pipe, going up on his toes to gain a better view inside the plant. Is the coast clear? I need you to climb up first and pull me up. I step back and position myself towards the direction where I spotted the figure earlier. Okay, I think it's clear. Okay. I push the metal rod through the fence and on to the other side before approaching the pipe. This time I managed to ascend with relative ease, reaching the top in half the time. Oh, excuse me. Upon reaching the top, I confirm that the area is free of any immediate threats. I turn around and I turn around and extend my arm downwards for Javier. He leaps up and just manages to grasp his small black paw. It takes a bit of effort, but my upper body strength is enough to pull Javier as well. I definitely couldn't. Thank God he's small. I doubt I could have done the same for Rao. We both shimmy along the pipe until it dips, and then we descend quickly in a sliding motion. Oh, okay. Alright. I'll be ending the part here, everybody, so I'll see you guys around.